You only get one first car. Pick the wrong one and it can cost you your savings, your freedom, and on a bad day, your sense of security. But pick the right one and it becomes a ticket to jobs, weekends, and options you didn't even know you wanted. Today, we're cutting through the hype and the dealer lines to show the cars that actually make sense for an 18-year-old. Cheap to own, shockingly safe, and quietly reliable. Stick around. The car most people assume is boring might actually be the best choice. Why most teens get tricked when shopping. Teens get lured by looks and by the single payment math of monthly car payments. Dealers know how to sell style, and social media sells status. What doesn't get sold to young buyers is what really matters after the hashtags: insurance cost, repair bills, and how fast that shiny ride loses value. The used car market also changed in the last few years. Used prices spiked and availability tightened, so the idea that you can always score a sweet $5,000 deal is outdated. That matters because your first car shouldn't be an emotional buy. It should be a financial and safety decision that protects you while still giving you the freedom you need. The single best and cheapest buy: older Toyota Corolla, best overall, cheapest long-term. If you want one car to recommend to every worried parent and every excited teen, start with the Toyota Corolla. Older models from about 2014 to 2018 hit the sweet spot. They're reliable, parts are cheap, insurance tends to be lower than sporty cars, and they're easy to repair. For example, mid-late 2000s 10s, Corolla models commonly trade in the $8,000 to $15,000 range depending on year and mileage. A 2016 Corolla in fair condition often lists around $10,000 territory on national pricing guides. That's the kind of number that keeps monthly spending realistic and leaves money left over for insurance and maintenance. Bottom line: boring looks, brilliant ownership math. If you want low stress and long life, this is it. Best used car under $10,000 if your budget is tiny. If you absolutely need to stay under $10,000, focus on older reliable models. Think early 2000s, Corollas, Honda Civics from around 2012 to 2015, or a well-maintained Subaru Impreza from older years if you need AWD. Buying under $10,000 means looking for cars with higher mileage but clean service records. Prioritize a pre-purchase inspection and a vehicle history check. A $7,000 car that was hugged by neglect isn't a bargain. In practice, you'll find good candidates like a 2013 to 2015 Civic or a 2012 to 2014 Corolla in this price band at local dealers or private sale if you shop carefully. These cars won't be flashy, but they'll get you where you need to go without setting off financial alarms. The car with a bad rep that's actually great: fixing the myths. Some cars carry reputations that outlast their problems. Take models that had early recalls or glitchy years. Later model years often fix those issues. For example, certain years of the Mazda 3 or older Hyundai models once had perception problems. By the mid-2000s, the basics were sorted and ownership costs dropped. That means you can sometimes pick a model that's cheaper because people remember the rumors, even though the later model years are solid. The trick is to confirm the recall fixes and get maintenance history. If those boxes are checked, you'll often get more features and better looks for less money than the market thinks the car's worth. The safest pick that still looks good: prioritize safety tech. If safety is non-negotiable, prioritize cars with strong crash ratings and modern safety aids. Compact sedans from Toyota, Honda, and Subaru increasingly carried advanced safety suites as standard by the late 2000s. Lane departure warnings, automatic emergency braking, and strong IIONHS ratings started showing up on models that still fit a teen budget. The Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, and Subaru Impreza are examples that combine good crash ratings with reasonable cost to own. For a parent, a car with that hardware is worth the small extra upfront cost because it can reduce claims and, in practice, keeps kids safer on the road. The best gas saver if long commutes or college money matters. If the monthly budget is dominated by commuting, hybrids and small efficient engines win. A used Toyota Prius from earlier in the 2000s or a later model Eco Corolla Civic can cut fuel bills dramatically. Be realistic about hybrids. Older hybrid batteries are expensive to replace, but many Prius cars from the 2012 to 2016 era have long battery lives and strong reliability records, and their resale markets keep them affordable. Think roughly $8,000 to $15,000 depending on year and mileage. If a car saves $50 plus a month in gas, that's like adding hundreds to your annual budget, which matters for an 18-year-old balancing work and tuition. The stylish pick that still makes sense, looks without bleeding cash. Some teens want style but can't afford sports car insurance. Look for cars that look premium but have modest engines. Certain Mazda 3 trims and some Volkswagen Jetta years present well without the insurance cost of a true sports coupe. You can often find a late 2010s Mazda 3 for roughly $10,000 to $20,000 depending on year. The Mazda 3 gives a pricier feel inside but keeps maintenance reasonable. The key here is to pick non-performance trims. Avoid turbocharged trims because they spike insurance and repair bills. Choose the comfortable, understated version, and you get the aesthetics without the financial hangover. The most overlooked smart buy, why the sleeper is sometimes best. The car most teens ignore. Small, honest hybrids and compact wagons. Vehicles like the Toyota Prius C, earlier, used Toyota Yaris, or a quietly durable compact Subaru can be overlooked because they aren't cool, but they give low costs, great fuel economy, and high resilience. These cars often avoid the social pressure to own a statement vehicle, which keeps insurance, theft risk, and maintenance down. If you want a practical, long-term winner that won't be the target of mod crews or street speed challenges, this is where you should look. Make the choice that protects your future. The best car for an 18-year-old isn't the one that looks best on TikTok or the one that jams the stereo the loudest. It's the car that lets you grow, basic, reliable, with low ownership costs and solid safety. If you want my single pick for the safest, cheapest long-term choice, go with an early to mid-2010s Toyota Corolla. Expect to pay roughly $8,000 to $15,000 for a clean example in that era, with better value if you find a 2014 to 2016 model with good maintenance history. If your priority is fuel savings, consider a well-kept Prius or a high-efficiency Civic variant in the same price band. If your budget is under $10,000 and you're willing to be diligent, target older Corollas and Civics with service records and get a pre-purchase inspection. Buying right first saves headaches later, and that's what will let an 18-year-old actually enjoy driving, not worry about it.